In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I took a super skeptic buyer. He gave me a wife objection, pushed onto a second call, and then he told me that his wife said no. He had a fear objection. He gave me a think about it objection, an uncertainty objection. What's your guarantee objection? What are your results? Can I get a refund? Every objection that you could think of. He gave me every objection. I objection handled him for about 30 minutes, and I got him to go from being a super big time skeptic to paying in full on a $6,800 offer. So if you're in sales right now and you get trumped by objections, you freeze when you hear them, I'm going to show you a full, raw, unedited, transparent recording of a real sales call of me pitching a prospect, objection handling for 30 minutes, and eventually getting him over the line. So if you struggle with objections, there's no reason why you shouldn't watch this YouTube video in full. Have a pen and paper out, take notes. Or if you're on the other side of that and you're exploring high-ticket sales and you want to see what it actually looks like in the day-to-day, watch me close this $7,000 deal in one call. Anyways, yeah, I know when we left off things, you said you're getting a haircut, you're going to talk to the wife. How'd all that go?
Yeah, so basically what we were doing is we were discussing it, and then she mentioned something to me which I wanted to actually bring up too. So she would prefer, and I would prefer to as well, to let me finish up and close of these few deals that are coming up on this deal, because that's pretty big packages. I mean, we're talking about $30,000 in sales just right there. Which then at that point, it'd be better for me just to pay it all up front to get in. That's kind of the idea behind it. So it would push us behind another like 2 weeks to 3 weeks on it. But I kind of agree with her on that, because I prefer to not get a credit card and just pay it in cash. Beyond that, it's not a matter of, is it worth it or not? It's just a matter of, I have been working on these steel buildings and they're about to pay in fruition, but at the same time, that's more of the one side of business, and doing these sales is more of a consistency thing, which is what we really want at the end of the day. So, but it's getting this to sold so we can pay it all up front, because I'd rather do that on that basis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So what you're saying is talk to the wife. She's like, hey, Carter, just close up the barns or some of the buildings that you're selling, and let's just pay it all in cash when you start.
Yep,
because it'll be a little bit easier that way.
Yeah, that sums it up perfectly, because it's not like there is those buildings coming in fruition. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to regarding the buildings in the past month. I mean, I know how to start the market, but since I've been working really hard on that, she was like, just get those ones sold. That would give you about 30K in cash, and then that's perfect money for us to put it into this, get that going, and then the consistency will come after that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And so is it ultimately like it'll be a little bit more comfortable if you do it that way type thing?
Mostly, yep. Yeah, because that way, because it gives us cash on the month to month, that extra cash. Then plus with the baby coming, and that's going to wipe out most of the savings. So this is replacing that savings, plus it'll give us that extra for that reinvestment back to myself.
Yeah.
So, which
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's reasonable. Can I challenge you a little bit though on that thinking? Like, do I have your permission to challenge that way of thinking?
Challenges are always accepted in my book. So
yeah, cool, man. And this is like a little bit of a reflection of the accountability that's going to be going on the inside of the program. Yep. So if it is like okay, it all makes sense. And just to recap, so you really believe that what we have here can help you. Two, you genuinely feel like this is the vehicle that's going to help you get to where you want to go. It's just a financial thing, and it's just going to be overall like, okay, it'll be a little bit more comfortable if we do it 3 weeks from now versus today, just because of leveraging or hoping that you're able to sell off some of your barns. Is that right? That's just the main thing.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely in the works of selling right now. Like we had a GC set up and everything, so it's pretty much pushed over.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if it's a comfort thing, like it'll be a little bit more comfortable, and I'd rather not do the card thing, and that makes sense, right? The way that I view comfort is like kind of what I was talking about earlier. Is you gotta look back and you gotta see the patterns that you have in life, right? So it's like if we understand that the reason why we are where we are now, even if it's not a bad position, even if it's like not necessarily where we want to be.
Yep.
What that means is the mindset that we have right now, the way that we've made decisions in the past is the reason that we are here today. And if we want a different result moving forward, we need to do things differently. Now, when it comes to the idea of like, okay, I would rather not, leverage credit, or I would rather, pay it in cash 2-3 weeks from now because it's easier. You got to think like, the people that own like big, hotels and C-suite buildings in downtown, do you think they would rather just pay it in cash and buy it that way, or would they rather take out a loan? Because like 90% of them are out on loans. Would they rather buy it in cash though? Or
Oh
like the
yeah,
people that buy
there's
properties, would they rather buy them in cash, or do they usually end up getting loans?
no, yeah, most of it is a capital raise and then partial capital raise and then partial money raise. It's not a risk adverse thing, I would say, regarding it. It's more or less just the reality. I've For both of us, we both jumped in before on the same similar types of investments, right? Right up front, we're like, all right, this is the right thing. Let's go for it and jump into it.
Yeah,
Um, and so like just we've done that before plenty of times, so it's not like a repeat habit thing. And in fact, most of those things actually ended up working out pretty well. I mean, it
yeah,
depends on how the time scale you look at it, right? Because right now we got a $3.5 million property, right? Cash. And the reason we're not pulling more cash is because we're dumping it back in. So like in reality, we could pull more cash, but you got to, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul on a lot of these things.
yeah,
So in reality, it just comes down to here's the best situation. When this, these deals that I have been working on, these sales that I have been working on, once they come to fruition, which pretty much are, then it turns into the aspect of okay, so we're going to move in from this inconsistent, 1 to 2 sales every month or 2 months or 3 months into a consistent every single week making a sale. But there's also the reality of getting into paying in cash up front for something like this as well. Because before I've done the financing thing, and it always puts a more of a burden on the back end. No
mhm,
matter how big or how small, there's always a cash burden. And so when you have when the sales are equaling up to like 30,000, that's a good chunk, definitely for a few sales. But the reality is that's a chunk that is not as consistent as getting something every week or just something to make my sales and
yeah,
progress my ability and learning every week. So what we would rather do is treat this as we built up this money pile and now let's reinvest this point so that they reinvest into my skills so that increases, uh, and do it as a step tier. And it's in fact it's actually a little different than I've done it in the past. In reality,
yeah.
because
And
most of the
so
time
like
I've jumped
what?
into it.
So with the funding option, right? Like hypothetically, if you were to do that, we don't know if it'll approve you yet because it's like selected based on like even you could have a great credit score and it's like it still deny you. I've also seen people with lower credit scores get approved. It just kind of depends on like what kind of debt you have
Yep.
or like how much or even what your credit history looks like, right? Hypothetically, if it did approve you, that would come out to about $60 a month, zero
Okay.
APR. And once you close those, you'd be able to be in a position where you pay that all off and it's not penalizing you at all, right? And the reason that I bring that up is because one, you're not really paying anything more interest wise. Two is you're getting a 3 week head start on it. So that way, like I mean, if you're making all your money off of passive income right now, and the only thing is just like, hey, it'll be a little bit more comfortable because I'd rather close these deals first and pay it off that way. You get a 3 week head start. You get in here, man. All the extra time that you have, you leverage it. Get into the group calls. It could be like week 3, you're ready to get placed. So if it's just a timing thing, and it's like I'd rather do it then logically speaking, it's like there's really not any what do you call it? There's not really any a negative side to that if that's the way that you want to look on it. But I
Yep.
guess to go back for more of the logistics speaking, I want to talk a little bit about the way that you go about making decisions, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, Carter, like based on everything that we talked about earlier, and I'm on your team here as I'm walking you through this. On a scale of 1 to 10, kind of like everything that we talked about, how satisfied are you with where you're at right now?
Well, income wise, definitely on the lower side. Um,
Yeah. What number
on
would that look like?
I mean, based on if we're looking at it like the number would want to be at and achieve at,
Yeah.
would be
Yeah. One
looking
would be
at
like
like
not
a
satisfied.
two, right?
Two. Yeah.
We'd be looking at a two. Um,
Okay. And then what does a 10 look like for you?
so on a consistent basis, that 15 to 20 to 25 consistently.
15.
That's
Yeah, so it's 5 to 10xing where you're at, right? So the
yep.
thing is like you've made decisions based off of comfort in the past, and like by all means, you're doing well for the most part at that point. You're just not making the cash that you want. And the thing is like if if you have a mindset that has led you to being at a 2 out of 10, that is a 2 out of 10 mindset, right? Compared to where you could be. The main question is like how much longer do you want to let the mindset that's gotten you to a 2 out of 10 really continue to keep you at a 2 out of 10, right? In that decision making process. So the thing is like you got to look at what's the bigger risk for you. Is it a bigger risk for you to see if the funding works out for you, get on a 0% APR payment plan for like a month or two and then pay it off and get a 2 to 3 week head start? Or is it a bigger risk for you to wait to sell your properties, right? Say you get it done, you do it in 3 weeks, or something pops up in life and you don't do it, right? Because life happens. Is it more risky for you to figure out the funding, get started, now and say worst case scenario, even if you don't sell the properties, you figure out a way to make an extra $60 a month for a couple months, and then we get you ramped up into a role. You're making the money that you want if you show up and you take action, right? Or is it riskier for you to put it off for 3 weeks and continue to make decisions based off your mindset that you've had for a while? Like
I would,
realistically, what's the big?
yeah, I mean, in reality, I would add in just in the middle part there, which is, I would probably be more inclined to like jump into that risk immediately, which I'm more inclined to anyways. Um, the difference is if I did not have an incoming pipeline of about 30,000, and that's shifting out the other 20 to 25 that's probably not going to go through. Um, that's the difference right here, is just like I have this in the pipeline. And so finishing this out to get that to then reinvest it, which is the biggest difference. It's I see the main point, which is to, you know, when something is good and you know it's good and you have the confidence that you will succeed in it, right? You have the confidence in the offer, you have the confidence in what is being presented, right? The risk adverse, the risk, you understand how to be risk averse with this, right? You see the risk with it, but you understand the outcome with it, understand where it can take you. Uh, there's definitely high incentive there. That's why, like in the beginning of this, it struck me, right? There's definitely intriguing there, what you guys offer, what you do. Like I said earlier, when we were talking in regards to the main offer point, what brought me to you guys, which is setting up the position, right? That's huge value. That is massive value, and there's really nothing on that end um, that would decline me from it. The main portion on the in between is just that I have stuff in the pipeline, so it's not like in a suffering mindset. It's you know when I told you I take action first before anything, the first actions I take is sell really expensive stuff fast. And so that was the very first thing I did. So it's been about 3 weeks to a month when I knew that I needed to change up and go ahead and start something else. That's where the buildings came in, right? So the buildings, started looking at them about a month and a half ago, became a certified dealer within it. So that was a pretty speed roll thing as well. Typically takes quite a
Yeah.
bit of time
So
and information. So
yeah. So
breaking
for
into
y'all, I'm
that,
gonna yeah.
oh, go for it. Sorry
Go.
about that.
No, yeah, I was gonna say so. Whether you start with us, 2, 3 weeks from now or today, whatever it may be, right? You are going to be put in a position where prospects are also going to tell you things like this, right? So a little bit of a sales coaching moment. You're going to have prospects that are going to tell you, dude, I'm ready to go. I'm 100%.
Yep.
And I'm in a position where I could leverage credit if I wanted to. It won't be that big of a burden to me, but I would rather just, take care of this thing for 2, 3 weeks and then get started. If we switch spots for a second, right? You put yourself in my shoes. I put myself in your shoes. Prospects are telling you, dude, I'm ready to go. I've got the cash. I've got the credit. Um, I'd only have to sacrifice like $60 a month, but I would rather try and sell this $25,000 garage or at the barn real quick before I start 3 weeks from now. I just want to take care of that first. What would you say to them? Because this is a mirror principle, right? In sales, especially when you're breaking a high ticket, the
Yep.
objection that you get is typically the objection that you get. So if you were to switch spots with me here for a second, and I were to say these things to you, how would you go about that, or what would be the advice that you were to give the prospect?
So like in a complete reverse scenario.
Complete reverse. I'm you, you are me, and you know that the position that I'm in, the skill that you have can help me 1,000% get to where I want to go. I told you that I 100% believe that what you have, I feel confident it's going to help me get to my income goal, but I would rather just wait 3 weeks because it's a little bit more comfortable that way. What would you tell me?
So if it's based on comfort, um, well, I would just ask, like, what is the reason? What is the main reason you're wanting comfort right now? Like, why are you looking at it from a comfort
Yeah, I
basis?
think I
And
think Carter, I would rather look for comfort because I would rather just pay it in cash versus getting started now, even though I'm able to understand. I would rather just I'd rather just sell the barn and do it in cash 3 weeks from now, hoping that I sell it.
how secure are you in this barn sale? Like, if you're going to look at it from a basis of 1 to 100 and percentage wise, are you 50% positive these are going to sell? Are you 100% positive? Or are you just like 30% and it's more of like cross your fingers?
I feel like 90% positive I can sell it just 3 weeks from now. I would rather just pay it in cash though.
Or rather pay it in cash? Okay. Okay. What would this sale do for you if you were looking at trying to just do the step process between get the sale and then join into this group on that later date? What would that sale do for you from now till then?
Um, it would just be a little bit more comfortable. Like I wouldn't have to leverage credit, so it would just be a lot easier.
So you're more or less credit adverse. So you're not looking to get add on any more debt. So you're trying to be more
Yeah,
adverse on
like I know
those.
I could use it, but I would rather just wait 3 weeks.
Wait 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, you're good. Just gotta say that for sure.
it's just a comfort thing. Now, sales role play side, let's get out of the sales role play, right?
Yeah.
Just from a man-to-man perspective, if that person was in a position to do it right there, you knew 1,000% that you could help them. They know 1,000% that this is the people that they could succeed in. It's just a comfort thing. And historically speaking, people that get off the calls and they don't take action, they typically don't come back. This is just pure statistics, not putting that label on you.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person? Like just completely like sales role play side, but what would you say to them? If it's just a comfort thing.
If it's just the comfort thing, then I would just strictly ask, like, are you willing to take the risk? At the end of
Yeah,
the day,
because
everything is risky.
where do humans usually grow? Do they do they grow in a place of comfort or uncomfort?
You got to replace a comfort. Standard wise,
Yeah.
you got to replace a comfort.
Yeah. Why do they grow in a place of comfort though, versus doing it in a place of comfort and always making comfortable decisions?
Well, because just from time of birth in the Western world we live in, we want to be put in a place of comfort and not have to work, because work is hard and it's scary, and especially doing risk like this. When you're dealing with money, you're dealing with high tickets.
Yeah, and it's easier to do things that, it's easier to do things where you're going to be in a safer spot. So like, there's two types of people, right? One says like, and there is a sense of fear in it. So I understand there is a sense of like, okay, leverage credit. What if it doesn't work out? Person lives in the what if. They live in the comfort, and instead of taking action on the spot, they delay it, and then they do it way later, or they just don't do it at all. Versus a person that pushes himself outside of their comfort zone, that says, you know what, this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but I realize that in order to achieve something great, I have to get uncomfortable. Do you think there's been a single person out there, Carter, that has achieved a good amount of wealth or has been successful that didn't do uncomfortable things?
Oh, not a single person. Not even myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like in the current Carter, you expressed to me that you're not necessarily where you want to go, and if you want to grow, growth requires action, and action is typically not comfortable. And so, for me to sit on this other side of the call, Carter, if I'm going to be teaching you sales, if you told me, hey, dude, I really believe this can help me get to where I want to go. I 1,000% believe you guys. I 1,000% believe in sales, but I'm just gonna not do it today. I would be a terrible coach if I didn't push you and give you the accountability that you're looking for to get to the other side. And then second, you probably also wouldn't want to learn sales from me because I wouldn't have been able to push you hard enough. So the thing is like, if you want to be, Carter, the leader in your household that you told me that you want to be, if you want to be able to provide in a way that you want to, if you want to be able to lead in a way that you want to, sometimes you have to do uncomfortable things, right? And sometimes you have to do things differently than when you've done that before, right? And so if you tell me you want to be the guy that's making 10 grand a month, the one that's making 15 grand a month, okay, 20 grand a month, the one that's able to sell, the one that's able to handle objections, the one that's able to hold people accountable and push them over the line, when they are also giving you objections, you have to be able to do that yourself, right? It's really hard to teach something, easy to teach something that you yourself can do. So if you tell me that you want to be that guy, you're only one step away from becoming that guy. Does that make sense? So what does that guy do here? Does he figure out a way to get started with the funding and figure out if it works for him and get resourceful? Or does he do the other?
Figures out how to be resourceful in that time.
Yeah, man. So what do you want to do?
Doing this a very long time. Let's say that.
You can't expect anything more.
I know you're good. You're very good, man. And then that's the hard part too, right? You're making a very good argument. I mean, this is the first time I will say in reality that I've met a closer like you.
Well, this is a reflection of what goes on in the program, man, and this is what I'm going to turn you into. So it's like, do you want to learn how to do this and help people at the same time?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So if you want to learn, man, that's one step away. All you got to do is get resourceful. It's not comfortable to leverage credit to do something, but it's also not comfortable to do things the same way that you have. And if you want to grow, it requires getting uncomfortable, figuring out a way to get resourceful for a little bit. And the reality is, dude, is if you have like a 30K sales coming in, just pay it off. It's just like, do you actually believe in yourself to execute? Do you trust yourself that if you invest into coaching, if you invest in someone like me to work with you, push you every single day, Do you actually believe that you're going to take advantage of it and produce fruit off of it? Like, that's a question. Do you feel like that you're going to actually execute and run with it, or do you feel like you're going to let it go to waste? Because if you believe in yourself, if you believe in me, if you tell me that you haven't seen a closer like this, and and you can see that this is something that you're also going to learn, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to succeed within the next 60, 90 days max. It's just about how confident are you in your ability to actually do it. And keep in mind, dude, there's nothing standing in your way. Sales has been around for centuries. There's tons and tons of businesses out there that need good salespeople. There's just not enough out there. That version of you that's doing 10, 15 grand a month and, just taking the skills that you already have and multiplying it in a different industry, he's out there. You just got to make decisions like him.
Making me think. Yeah, it is true. Making me think. Well, then, let me get some clarification, just a few clarifications in on these.
Yeah, of course.
These steps. Say, I get in there and I realize, hey, this is awful. There's nothing's for me.
Mhm.
What does that look like? Just
If
out
you
of
got in
reality.
there, yeah, I mean, if you got in there and you were like, dude, this sucks. I'm gonna put together a terrible training program. I'm not learning anything. Well, one, we've never had anybody do that. But if you really wanted it to like just feel safe, I mean, I wouldn't care to give you like a 2-day window. And if you get in there and you're like, dude, I need a refund because this is just terrible and I'm not gonna learn anything from it, I don't mind giving that to you because I know we have an amazing program. Our refund rate is like less than 1%. And the ones that do need a refund is typically because they let fear get to them and they get buyer's remorse and they're like, oh my gosh, and they
Yep.
don't believe in themselves to execute, right? So main point is like, dude, if you believe in yourself to do it, you believe in my ability to help you get there, and your only fear is like, what if I get in there and it's like I'm not learning anything and it just sucks? I'll give you 2 days. That's not a worry. Um, but I will also say this is like typically if you have someone that is looking for a way out and you give them the option, they will always take it. So I'll give it to you.
Mm.
Okay. I'm not worried about that. If you get in there and you're like, just we'll refund you, no big deal. Okay. But the thing is like if you have a person that's coaching a marathon runner to finish a marathon, what is it, like 26 miles, whatever it is, 10
Yeah.
miles in, there's a bus to get back to the front. What's the odds they're going to take that bus? They're probably not going to finish the
Person.
race,
Yeah, if they're
right?
given that option up front.
They're probably going to take the bus, right? So if it's like you can be transparent with me, if you get it in there and you're like, dude, the information is great, I've just got a lot of fear. More than happy to talk to you about that. I've had conversations like that before. I'll throw that 48-hour window in there for you, dude. Not a problem.
Okay.
If you just need a little bit of a safety net and you're scared, like, oh, this sucks, I'll give you the refund, no worry. But I've got 1,000% confidence in our program. We've got great material. You're going to be learning things that you haven't learned before. And funny enough, what most of our clients actually do is they get in the program, they watch the psychology of sales training video, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is how Daniel closed me. This is how Omar closed me. So your mind's going to be blown, dude, when you get in there.
Yeah.
But I'll throw that in there for you if that's what you need.
Okay.
I'm not worried.
And then the other question is the success rate behind it.
Yeah. I think it's so funny when people ask that question. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm going to answer your
I know I
question
just
with a
haven't
question.
asked that yet, so I wanted to ask
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, you're good. So yeah, I'll answer your question with a question. So when people ask about success rate, I always use the fitness coaching example. To answer your question right off bat, if you do everything as told, like for the clients that we have that get to the program, they're doing everything they need to, they succeed every single time. I will also say this though, is no program has 100% success rate. And I'll tell you why right now. Okay. If you are on a journey to lose weight, you're like, hey man, I really want to lose 30 pounds so I can see my abs a little bit. And the fitness coach says, all right, Carter, you got to eat less than 2,200 calories a day. Make sure you work out 4 times a week and follow your diet. If you follow your diet, you're working out 4 times a week, you're eating 2,000 calories a day, so you're at a 200 calorie deficit. What's the odds that you're going to lose weight in 3 months?
Not pretty likely.
Okay. And then
Very
what's the odds
likely.
that you lose weight? What's the odds you lose weight if you eat 4,000 calories a day? You're eating donuts, Cheetos, you're playing Xbox, you're not working out, you're not taking care of everybody. What's the odds you lose weight?
Very low.
Yeah. So at
You
that point,
gain your
what
weight at
becomes
that point.
there? Yeah. So what becomes the variable on if you get success or not?
It
Is
comes
it
down
you
to
or me?
yourself. That's me.
Yeah. So yeah, man, if you get in there and you follow everything that you're told, like I can show you our wins channel again. We have a ton of clients that just crush it. But that's because they put in the work. Like this is not going to be like you do 10 minutes a day and you take it lightly. Like you got to put in there and get work, but if you put in work, you're going to see results. The barrier of entry to this industry is actually very low if you just get the right education. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But these are great questions, man. I can tell you care about this. That's why you're asking.
Yeah, it's just diving into it.
Yeah.
Sense. All right. So the process in which it takes us to see the approval, um, my phone is being blown up by my wife telling me to come and eat dinner. Sorry, I
You're
was
good.
behind
My
today,
wife does that to
but
me too.
yeah, the process with behind getting approved and then doing the payment
Yeah,
plan.
I would just, yeah, it's like, it takes 5 minutes. I'll just pop you over an application, you share your screen, I'll walk you through it. If it approves you, we do that. If it doesn't, I have a couple other options we could walk you through, but based on your credit, I'm like pretty sure it'll work. You want to get that on the road?
Let's just see what it will do.
Cool. All right. So if you see on your screen, there's a button that says share on the bottom.
Yep.
Go ahead and click share screen, and then I'll walk you through how to apply for it. Okay. Looks like it just went through. I'm excited for you, man. How are you feeling?
Brother, feel pretty good.
I think you're gonna crush it. I'm super excited to work with you, dude. And I can't wait to see where you get to here
Awesome.
soon.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. You're gonna go to
Well,
your wife now and he's like, he closed me. He got me.
it's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. But then maybe you can just tell her I bought from him because I want to learn what the heck he did to me to get me to buy. And
There
then
you
you
go,
guys can
man.
watch the
Well,
psychology of sitting together.
you got the skills behind you. You do.
Yeah.
You can
It's gonna be you
really
soon, man. I'm really excited to see you develop. So
awesome, brother.
and then any communication moving forward, I know you have my personal number. My
Mhm.
iMessage gets flooded. So like for communication moving forward, just DM me on WAP. I like to prioritize our clients' messages. If you just go on there, there's a little DM button next to my name. So just
Okay.
do that if you have any questions. But yeah, let me know if you need anything, my man. I'm super excited for you.
All right, brother. I'll be in there. I'll probably
All
see
right.
you on Friday then.
Yeah,
You
we'll
said
see you.
five
And then
o'clock?
check out set it tomorrow or Friday at 12 o'clock
12 o'clock.
Eastern
Sorry.
time.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're on the same time zone. And then if you have time, watch the group call from a couple hours ago. Super awesome call.
Okay.
So
We'll do.
yeah, man. You take it easy.
All right,
Have a great
man.
night,
I
my
gotta
man. God
go eat
bless.
dinner now, Cross.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be like, where the heck were
God
you?
bless you. Bye.
All right, buddy. See ya.